This is another great video by Ricky Kennerly Cichlids. What we're looking at in this video is moving on with the yellow top cichlid aquarium. These yellow tops happen to be Mbuna cichlids. They're from Mbamba Bay in Africa and Lake Malawi. They're awesome, amazing fish, and I'm moving on with these. Now in this case, I'm not moving on and saying get rid of them, saying goodbye. I'm taking one more step closer to my goals for these fish. Recently, I've upgraded to, if you look over here, a Matten filter. You've seen some of my other videos that show Matten filtration, and it does a great job. In this case, I'll show you the pumps that I'm using for them. They only cost $10. You can have great filtration for these yellow tops for around $30. You have very little maintenance, great flow, great filtration, and just great success with your fish. So let's take a look at some of these Mbamba bays here in just a minute. What I've done recently is started collecting these Mbamba bays. These yellow tops have had to reach a size before I'd want to actually start stripping them. They had to reach about the size about this big, which you can't really tell. That's about 2.5 inches. I wanted to where I could be able to, grasp the fish in my hand to strip the fry from the female. Because if they're too small, it's easy for the fish to come out of your hand. A lot easier for things to go wrong. So I've started collecting these fish, which is really exciting. I'll show you some more that are holding, and I'm going to be collecting some more today. So I'm moving on with these fish. I'm taking one more step closer to my goals. These are very exciting fish. In most areas of the country, these are not real plentiful, especially in East Tennessee. In East Tennessee, you don't see these fish. Not at all. Especially around the Knoxville area. So when I breed these fish and get them in sufficient numbers where I'm not keeping all of them, which I'll probably be keeping about half of what I'm breeding here in the next few weeks. The other half will be sold, and sold at a small size, and they'll go very quickly because they're not offered in this area at all. So that's really exciting. So I'm moving on with these fish, moving on with the yellow tops. Let's get a better view of these yellow tops so you understand why these are so cool fish. So here you see the alpha male in this aquarium over next to the Matten filter. The Matten filter only actually costs them, the Matten part of the filtration system only costs about $12, and if you're interested I can give you the link to get that from eBay. Look at this male. He's great looking, he's great coloration, he's got plenty of females to keep him busy. Now recently, to move things forward, there used to be a bigger male in here that was kind of competing with him for dominance. Even though he was the smaller male, he was the most dominant, but eventually the bigger male probably would have been dominant. So I took him off. Took him out of the aquarium. Now see the male down there on the bottom of the aquarium? It's kind of looking subservient. It will be taken out of there shortly. It's another male. So what I've done, I've taken one male out, took 2 females out to get another group going in another aquarium. And this male you see down there that's fighting with the other male, which is not really fighting, looks like they may be breeding. So maybe that is not a male. Maybe that's a female. That's really interesting. Let's take a better view of that. Let's get a little zoom up on that. So here I thought I had 2 males. Because look at the coloration of both of them. They're looking great. So that's actually a male and female. And the female looks almost identical in the breeding colors as the male. So that's really impressive to see that and get that on footage. So they're doing good breeding. There's a little place for them to breed down there in the sand. Let's get a little better view of them down there. So that's going to work out great. Here I thought that was a male and I was going to have to take it out. But it turns out it's a female. Look at him doing the breeding dance. Look how colorful that female is. That's very impressive to see a female with that kind of coloration. So what we have in this aquarium is several females, and one of them is going to be stripped today, like I mentioned earlier. We'll look at those in just a minute. Now, as far as the setup of the aquarium in here, I've kind of moved things around. Each time I do a video, I take that as an opportunity to do stuff with the scape. And what I've done is there's not as much hiding spots. And if you see right up here at top, all the females are kind of spread out. They're not hiding. So all the fish are out where I can see them. Plus, if I want to get any holding females, I can easily net them out with a net and not have to destroy the aquarium by moving all the rocks out and destroying the scape. So I've changed the scape around. I've added the Matten filtration very recently. Now let's look a little bit more on that breeding action. So I've taken one of the caves out of here because I didn't want as much places for them to hide. Let me turn this to manual and get a better focus on them down there. Looking great. She's already got a pretty good mouthful of the eggs in her mouth, so that's going to be very impressive amount of eggs. And so what I had waited for to get these females to a certain size before I strip them, because one, there'll be more eggs held by bigger females. Plus they'll reach maturity quicker. If the eggs are bigger, the fish will grow faster, so forth. There'll be more babies in the end, and they'll grow quicker. So that's kind of why I waited so long to start collecting the fry and the eggs from these yellow tops. Now if you look at the flow, up here at the top of the aquarium, it's got great flow. And that's about 200 and some gallons per hour. And since it's behind the Matten filtration, sometimes Mbunas or other cichlids will sift sand, and some of the sand will get into the pump. Here the Matten filtration is in front of the pump, so you're not going to have the problem with sand getting into the pump. So that means you'll have a longer life for this filtration system. Basically what it uses a aqua top pump, which I'm going to show you the box of that. That only costs around $10 from Amazon. And I used the parts from a sponge filter to get it going, and it actually goes down behind this Matten filtration all the way down to about here is where the pump is at. So it pulls from all this foam filtration area here and does a great job of filtering. Now you can see all the fish. Normally the yellow tops are hiding when I'm this close with the camera, but since I don't have as many places for them to hide, they're out in the open. They're doing great. And let's go zoom in on the one I'm going to be stripping today for fry. That one right there in the back. They're probably free swimmers, so which would be great. It will actually go with the batch I got previously. So that will be stripped earlier than the other ones, because most likely the ones that she's holding are going to be free swimming and ready to go. So they'll be just dumped into aquarium most likely from a bowl. So what we have here, now if you look at it, the water quality is pretty good. Actually it's really good. The water quality is also looking great, and it's been a week since I've done any type of water change. So the filtration system is doing great. They're breeding great. The coloration are doing great. Look at that female down there. Looks almost as colorful as the male. So we keep on moving on with these yellow tops. They're looking great. The females are looking great. The males are looking great. They're going to be in more numbers in the next few months. I'm going to be really collecting a lot of them. And I'm going to be keeping quite a few of them to raise my numbers of females, also of males as well. I want a tank where it's dedicated to breeding, which means one male to about 10 to 12 female ratio, but I also want an aquarium where there's more than one male in the aquarium to show off the coloration. There could be some aggression, but with the Labidchromis, they're not as aggressive as some of the other Mbunas. As long as you take good care and watch them carefully, they won't usually cause any deaths by aggression. They actually do really well with having more than one male in an aquarium. So if you look there, just while you've been watching this video, she's gotten a huge mouthful. So say next week I'll be collecting them as well. So I should have maybe up to 80 fry within a week's time. So that's how I'm keeping this yellow top aquarium moving on. Collecting them, raising them, getting the filtration great, changing the scape. You see here, if you look at my previous videos, it's changed around. Less hiding spots, the fish are out where you can see them. Easier to collect the females for getting the fry and the eggs. And the filtration system is doing great. So let me give you a pause here and show you the box of the pump for the filtration system. So here's the box of the pump that's used in this filtration system. 240 gallons per hour. I'll give you a quick look at it. And then we'll end this great video of these yellow top Mbunas. So here it is. It goes for $10.58 on Amazon Prime. You can take this out here and you can stick the portion of your sponge filter or the tubing right in here. You use it really well. These hold up really good. Here's another view of it. I've had one on a fluidized bed filter for over a year and a half, no issues. So I give it a thumbs up for that. So if you like to try the filtration system that I'm using for this particular aquarium, then you can do that for $10 for the pump, basically $10 for the mat. And if you have a old sponge filter, you can have that. So basically you're looking at, I guess, a couple, maybe $20 some for this great filtration system. If you don't have the tubing, it might cost you a few more dollars. But this has been a great video with the yellow tops going around here. Look at them swimming around here, looking good, staying out in the open. You see a bunch of them holding. You saw the breeding of one of them just here on video. The coloration's doing great. Everything's going well. And they're multiplying. And it's set to explode in my fish room. So thanks again for watching the yellow top Cichlid aquarium. Moving on with these yellow tops. Thanks again for watching.